It is Thursday, and one more day for this week, and then next week there's only one more week of school. So I hope you are watching all the videos. Let's be responsible students all the way to the end. Like the tortoise and the hare, don't stop and take a rest and sleep. Work all the way to the end. Go to the finish line. All right, today we're talking about dividing by 12, or 12 as a divisor. The thing about 12 as a divisor is just it's the opposite of the multiplications. And the 12 times tables, the product is the answer for the last one on each chart. So it's really quite simple, as long as you memorize the last one on each chart. It was always easy for me to memorize first and last. So it's like line leader and caboose. So the 12 is the last one in each. So when we're dividing by 12, we're going to think of things that come in dozens. Last week we had the donuts that come in a dozen donuts. We can divide the donuts into boxes. If you were working at a donut shop and your employer had all these donuts coming down from the conveyor belt, you would have to get those donuts in a box, and you'd have to only put 12 in a box. So that's what we're doing. We're dividing 12 in each box by how many boxes we have. So right here we have 2 egg cartons. Sometimes you can get egg cartons that have a lot more in it. They have the ones that have 1.5 dozen, which is 18. Then they have another big rack that's 2 dozen and have that great big one, which I never buy because it takes up too much space in my refrigerator. So here we have 2 boxes, and so we're dividing all together. There's 24 eggs. So if we have 2 boxes and each box will hold 12, that would be 24 eggs divided by 12, because 12 per box tells us that we will get 2 cartons of eggs. So let's just look at this. This is going, I know you are very good at noticing a pattern. I noticed the pattern right away. Look, 0 and 12 and 24. Remember when we divide, so let's do, the opposite of division is multiplication, right? So I can go like this. If I have 0 eggs altogether, how many 12s will I get? 0. Nope, I don't need any cartons if I have 0 eggs. If I have 0 eggs and say, here, fill that carton, you're not going to get any eggs in the carton because I have 0 eggs. Remember, 0 is an empty box, or no boxes at all. Now, 12, if I have 12 eggs, and I'm going to put 12 in each carton, I will need 1 carton. Now let's look at the opposite. Remember, division and multiplication are opposite of each other. So 0 times 12 equals 0. So let's check it that way. How many, if I have 12 eggs, and I'm going to put 12 in each carton, I only need 1 carton. Let's look at the opposite. 1 times 12 equals 12. Okay, so I have 24 eggs. I need 12 in each carton. So how many cartons do I need? 2. 2 times 12 equals 24. See, and we can see this pattern right away. 36 is 3. 3 times 12 equals 36. It's just really very easy. So I'm going to let you finish that one all by yourself. As you notice the pattern, 0, 1, 2, 3. You can just fill it in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this one is 12. But you have to memorize the final times 12 of each of your fact families. It's really very easy. Every time I memorize a fact family, I'd be like 36, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 30, 36. And 36 is the last one. When we did the by 4s, 48. When we did the by 5s, 60. And then 6, and so on. So we're going to keep that same thought here. All right, now I want to review this. Mrs. Quilty, would you scroll this up for me? And I'm going to reteach it just as though I hadn't taught it before. And on number 2, yeah, just a little bit down. I'm a little vertically challenged. That means vertically challenged, so I want to be higher. Can't get as high. All right, so the first thing we're going to do when we're multiplying 2-digit multipliers is we're going to start in the ones place. Let's just go ahead and start in the ones place. 2 times 3. I'm going to cover up this. Just for now, let's cover up this 4 because we've already been doing this. I'm going to put that that star right on the 4, because we're going to do this like we always have done it. 2 times 3 equals 6, and 2 times 7 equals 14. There's no hundreds place, so go ahead and put that 1 here. And I'm going to switch markers. This marker doesn't want to work very well, so let's go here. Now we're going to multiply the tens place. Here's what I want us to do. Remember, when we times 10, any number times 10, so 152 times 10, we always just do what? Add a 0, right? So 152 times 10 is 1,520. If we multiply 81 times 10, then it's 810. If I multiply 20 times 10, then it's 200. All you have to do is add another 10 there. Add another 0, add another 0. So that's what we're doing. Now, what if I do, see this is 20, that's 2 tens. All right, now, so what we're doing here, since this is the tens place, remember that donut we were using, we're gonna cover up the ones place now. And since this is actually 40, we're gonna put a 0 here to hold that place value, because really this is 73 times 40. So that's like 4 tens. So we have that 0, and we're going to write it right under here, and that's where we have that space, that donut. Sometimes people learn how to do it without that circle, but you really need to do that because we're multiplying it times 40. So I could say 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 is 29. If I said 40, let's just go over here, just to help you understand this a little bit better. Let me make sure I write what I want to write. We could, actually what we're doing now, here's what it was. This is times 10, what was it, 42. So the ones place, we're going to multiply it times the one place. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 7 is 14, so this one is 146. See that? That's our partial product. Now we're multiplying the tens places times 40. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 0 here because 4 or 40 times 3 is 120. But instead of going 120, we're just going to go ahead and put that 0 there. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 is 29. And these are called partial products because it's not our total answer. So we have factor, factor, partial product. Now we're going to add them together to get our final product. Look right here. 2,920, 2,920. Instead of making 2 whole problems like that, we're just going to cover up the tens place, multiply by the ones place, then we're going to put a 0 here and then multiply times 4 instead of multiplying times 40, but we have to put that 0 here to hold that tens place because that's actually tens. Now let's add 6, 6, 10, carry the 1 is 3. I started saying 12, but that's not right. Okay, now on this next one, we are going to work this one too together. This one right here, we're going to review what we learned on, I think it was Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and cover up that 3 because we're going to multiply by the ones. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. Now, we're going to cross this one out. We could have crossed that one out too. We're going to cross that out because I see right away that when we multiply times the tens place number, that we're going to have to carry. All right? So put our 0 here because remember, this is the tens place. That's our little donut that we've been using. Put that little 0 there. Now, 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Since we have nothing to carry over here, we're going to write that 1 down. And we have factor, factor, partial product, and we need to add to get our final product. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 5 is 11, carry the 1. 3 plus 9 is 12, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2,210. I'm going to check to see if the answer key is right. Because the other day, the answer key was actually wrong. They are right. Both of them are right. Good job, answer key. Okay, this one you're going to do the same way. You won't have to cross out your number up here because 5, that's not going to be more than 10. You're not going to have, oh, yeah, you do. When you have a first carry number and you have another one, you have to cross out the first one or you'll make the mistake. If you remembered, if you watched the video on Tuesday, the answer key made a mistake. It did. The sample problem was wrong because they added the bottom numbers to the top. All right, you're going to go ahead and divide and check as normal on this one. So I want you to pause your video and work it, and then I am going to work this one with you because this one has a common problem that I've seen, and I want to see if you catch it. Okay, are you finished working it? All right, let's go with it. We have to be careful when we have zeros. Sometimes we want to ignore the zeros, but zeros are very important. Let's look at this. There's a big difference between 2030, and if I took both of the zeros out, I only have 23. See that? There's a big difference. Zeros are so extremely important. All right, so 7 will not go into 2, so we're going to go ahead and go 20. How many times will 7 go into 20? So 3 times 7, which everyone seems to have that fact down very well, is 21. 21 is too much, so we're going to have to back down. So if 3 is too much, we're going to have to back down to times 2. So we divided, multiplied, subtract, compare, bring down. So 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract. Don't just write a 4 here. Remember, I have the top number. I have 0. You have to borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. Compare, is 6 less than 7? Yes. Let's go ahead and pull down, bring down to 63. 7 divided by, how many times will 7 go into 63? 63 divided by 7 is, it's not 8. It's not 8. That's 56. It is 9. I really felt strongly someone thought it was 8. So 9 times 7, 63 exactly. Subtract. 0. Is 0 less than 7? Yes, it is. Are we finished? No, we're not. We have to pull down this 0. Bring the 0 down. Now what do we do? Are we done? No, we're not. We have to divide 7 into 0. If you pull it down, you have to divide it. So how many times will 7 go into 0? The answer is 0. So you have to put a 0 up here. Now multiply. 0 times 7 is 0, and there's none left over. Then you're going to go ahead and check it the same way that we always do. If your answer says to write your remainder as a fraction, make sure you do. This one has none. So if this would have had a remainder, you would not write it as a fraction. However, anytime you're dividing by, like if it says 1/3 of 725, you have to write the remainder as a fraction in our text. That's what they're wanting. If they use a fraction in the question, they want you to likewise answer it in the same way with a fraction. Okay, so 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 9, 63. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. 2030, 2030. That's right. See that 0, if you would have left that off, you would have just had 29, and then your answer would have been 203. Well, that's not right. Every time you have a 0, every number you pull down, you must divide it, even if your answer is 0, because zeros are a very, very important thing. Would I like to get $20 for my birthday present, or would I rather get $2 for my birthday present? If you had a choice between $2 and $20, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? We would just take that 20 right off. Okay, here you're going to follow the signs. Just go work it, work it, work it. And here we have, it says lunar is an adjective that means of the moon. So if we have a lunar eclipse, that means the moon, it's of the moon. So it's an eclipse that involves the moon. So that would be, the moon is blocked out, right? Right, Mr. Whiting? Yep, so the moon is eclipsed. That means the sun and moon, or the earth, and this one, the earth and moon, don't they block the sun? Okay, Mr. Whiting is a science guru. He knows all those things. So, all right, well, have a good Thursday. Tomorrow, If you haven't taken your math test, please go back and review. Review Friday's lesson from last week. Review Monday's lesson. Mrs. Quilty is going to go over review for you so you're ready. If you say, yeah, I haven't taken it yet, I'm a little bit nervous, go back and review. Use your sample problems, rework them, review, and take it. No pressure. You have until Sunday, but don't wait until Sunday to take all of your tests. I had a student last week that didn't take any tests on Sunday. Don't do that. Your brain needs to be focused on that one subject at a time. All right?